My main art practice is sculpture, always three-dimensional work in a way, because what I found is dealing with the reality of a material. I just love the physicality of it being there, and in a way that's what took me to sculpture. And once I realised I could make things, I could carve things, I could reduce or add on. I can't emphasise enough the joy of making and touching a sculpture, or three dimensions is a better way of putting it. And in a way that's what it is. It's a passion of something that demands this space. I'm Michael Fairfax, and we're at Hurstone Studios, which is Waterrow in Somerset, and I've been here for about 25 years now. I think the landscape really fills a lot of my work. There's a Iron Age hill fort just on the horizon, and the ravens fly over every day. So here we have in here a little wren's nest, and I think one of the beautiful things about this studio is because it's got holes everywhere and everything like that, nature actually comes into my studio in a very curious way, which as the longer one makes things, you realise how that sort of influences one's work. Not just within mark making, but within the way that you actually start to want the pieces that you make to resonate with nature and everything around it. This is Cumulus, a cloud bench. Cloud benches are for lying on and looking at the clouds, or possibly the night sky as well. They are just slightly on a tilt, and they have a little headrest based on the old Egyptian wooden headrests or African headrests that I'd seen before. But also because I'd done the Alexander technique, and there's a really nice position called the supine position where you lie back and your head is about 2 or 3 inches higher under some books. It's the same sort of position, and that rests your back. Gravity puts all your bones back, and if ever you've got backache or that is the best position to get into. It's a piece to stop and just take time. The third piece for the exhibition is called Ripple, and it's basically based on the ripples that you see in the sand after the tide's gone out or whatever, and it's left its marks, left that lovely ripple mark. This piece is made from Douglas fir, which was stuck together. It's slightly split over the period of time, but in the actual casting obviously there is no split there, and it's routed here to replicate the ripples of the sand. And here, as I say, I've used a router. I've got in much shallower up the top, and it gets deeper and deeper as you go down through the piece. And it's kind of that thing, you look at nature, you're not trying to replicate it, you're trying to get the feeling from it, the emotion, the visual quality. In a way, your body with your router is trying to replicate, if you like, just being the sea and leaving the marks in the sand. And I think in a way that's what I try and do with these pieces. It's trying to imbue that nature through the sensitivity that you have as an artist with the material that you know and the tools that you know. So this piece here is called Logarithm, because basically it's a log and you can create a rhythm. You've got to have a pun. So this one is piano wires on the wood, and the sound is heard by putting your ear to this piece here. It's kind of the ergonomics of the material, the sound, and you as a human being within these pieces. So you play them, you cradle them, you wrap yourselves around them, and you hear the sound. So this is a hotel habitat for a project in Cardiff. Big sculptural statement in an attenuation pond, and it will house birds, butterflies, bats, bees and hedgehogs within all the different compartments of this structure. The structure is very loosely based on the old ITN building that was there, but also alludes to Brancusi's column, of course, which is obviously a nice sculptural reference as well. So these are the house sparrow boxes which I'm currently working on. I like the notion that they are sculptural. They allude to the place where these are going to be set. They have a purpose in so much as that the house sparrows will hopefully colonise them, and they have a strong visual element so that they will become markers along the housing estate. I'm going off to America to create a piece. I've got an exhibition at Yale, and I'm going off to create a piece in a woodland, and then I'm going to Germany to create another piece in the forest there. And when I go to those places, the joy is they don't tell me what I'm going to make. I respond to whatever's going on in my head and what's going on at the site. And then what happens with those pieces that I create because of that freedom, that then when I come back will, in a way, bring my next body of work up. So my next adventure is in a way an adventure of not knowing. I know there will be to do with sound, but I don't know what it will be. And for me, that is why I do sculpture. And that's the pleasure, I suppose, is when you see the delight of you making something that then creates delight in other people is fantastic.